for this week's report. Community honors Exeter's Black Revolutionary War community. The Seacoast Artist Association hosts its annual Members Showcase. The Select Board discusses a single-use plastics ordinance. And a reminder about this weekend's Alewife Festival. For Exeter TV, I'm Will Tapley, and this is the Exeter Biweekly Report. Let's get started. Residents and community leaders came together this past weekend to unveil a historic marker as a part of the Black Heritage Trail of New Hampshire, honoring Exeter's Black Revolutionary War community. We attended the ceremony to mark the occasion.
I'd like to introduce Nico, and he's going to open up the ceremony.
As a history major, going back to that Zoom meeting 4 years ago, I was embarrassed of what I didn't know about the town that I lived in. And what really excites me is that in addition to recognizing and honoring these brave black men that fought in the Revolutionary War and set up in Exeter, we can use this as a way to educate not only ourselves in this generation, but generations to come. I am so excited that this is here in this location, that people can walk by and see this and recognize and honor and learn about this amazing, beautiful community that we live in.
So this history is more than just unveiling the marker. This site will be a site for conversation, how these stories impact us today, how the past brings us to now, and how we can, once we know the story, create, like what we want to do in the state, a group of people that create systemic changes and honor this history towards a more just and equal society.
Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom.
Drum roll. Yay!
I'd like to say a couple of things before I read the citation. My family and my husband, Russell, who's dean at Phillips Exeter, we have been embraced by Exeter. When we came 37 years ago, we were like, can we do this as a family? And the first group that embraced me was the League of Women Voters. They loved us. And then there was Hope, the librarian, when we were actually in the location of the Historical Society's present home. Our church, Christ Church, embraced us. And the many families at the Academy, and I see Peg Aronian, who brought us our first Christmas gift to our kids, I will never forget. And for all who have embraced me when we tried to get the Martin Luther King Day holiday, we were the first town in the state to say, yes, we want the Martin Luther King Day. So I am so proud and I've been so honored to represent you the 6 years that I was in the House. And now it's time to hear what history is thankful for.
Full coverage of the ceremony will be available on our YouTube channel soon. The second floor art gallery in Town Hall is once again full of beautiful works. Gabe Perez has more information on the current exhibition put on by the Seacoast Artist Association.
Returning for its second annual All-Member Spring Exhibit, the Seacoast Artist Association invites everybody for the weeks of May 4th to 5th, 11th to 12th, and 18th to 19th from noon to 4 p.m. to come to the Exeter Town Hall Upstairs Gallery, where all members of the SAA will be celebrated by having their work placed all around the gallery. An opening reception will happen tonight, May 10th from 4 to 6 p.m. for the exhibit titled Primavera, The Art of Spring, which will benefit the Scholarship Fund, giving scholarships to local students around the Seacoast area. Visit the gallery these next few weekends and celebrate the SAA's impact on both artists and students, and breathe in a little bit of that art air. For more information about the SAA or upcoming events such as these, you can visit their website at seacoastartist.org.
The Select Board met on Monday, May 6th to consider several agenda items, including a discussion on the implementation of the town's single-use plastics ordinance. Here's a quick recap from our Meeting Minutes series. Welcome to your Meeting Minute for the Exeter Select Board's April 29th meeting. Justin Pizon was sworn in as the new Fire Chief of Exeter.
So help me God. Congratulations.
Town Conservation and Sustainability Planner Kristen Murphy gave an update on the status of the single-use plastics ordinance that was passed by voters in 2022.
You know, if we have a holiday event here in the town office building, those events now, instead of having plastic soda bottles, plastic bottles of water, we have switched to aluminum canned sodas, and then we rely on the fountain and cups. Parks and Rec did an incredible job. They've installed water bottle refill stations at a variety of town parks, and that includes Townhouse Common, Brickyard Park, and the Rec Park. And Parks and Rec also provided reusable water bottles to the kids in the Rec Camp program.
I appreciate your diligence, Kristen. This is not an easy thing to implement, and you've made some progress, and with the help of Sustainability Advisory, the folks on there who are very committed to this, we are going to get there.
Hello, my name is Kern Zigmont, and over the past few weeks, I have been learning about severe weather. Since 1907, plastic has been used for many things: utensils, cups, packaging, toys, etc. These are just a few examples of why we use plastic. But as useful as plastic is, the factories that produce it are releasing greenhouse gases. That creates global warming, which raises the percentage of bad weather.
Rad Nichols, Executive Director of Coast, presented a funding request to the board. Coast is a nonprofit regional public transportation service that assists residents in and around Exeter, as well as the Seacoast.
Anyone who is a citizen of this town can use this service, correct?
Yeah.
So we switched to seniors, but the fact is your town is subsidizing this service, and if you need a ride somewhere, it's available.
I don't know how to put a value to 5 or 10 people using it and how much, so I hope we can get the ridership up, but I do find it to be a valuable resource for people in town.
To watch the full meeting, visit our Exeter TV YouTube page. The next Select Board is slated for May 13th. See you there. And finally, the river herring are currently making their way upriver to spawn, just in time for this weekend's Alewife Festival. Here's a preview of the event.
This is a reminder that the Exeter Alewife Festival returns this year at Founders Park on May 11th. Come on down to become involved in the many creative and fun booths and outlets within the event, including the ability to touch alewife taken directly from the river as they make their way upstream. So remember, Founders Park on May 11th. Bring your kids, your dog, or whoever else, and celebrate the migration, one fish at a time. To learn more information, you can visit the town website at exeternh.gov.
That does it for this week's report. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to help us spread the word. And head over to the town website and subscribe to the town's email newsletter to get this show and other town news sent straight to your inbox. We'll be back on May 24th for the next edition of the show. For Exeter TV, I'm Will Tapley, and this has been the Exeter Biweekly Report. Have a good weekend, Exeter.
This is your reminder for the Exeter Alewife Festival. What day is it? Saturday. What day is it? Saturday. In Founders Park. We got fish and other things too, like booths, and you can touch a fish. You can touch a fish.
Touch a fish.
You can
touch a fish.
The Alewife Festival is back, baby.
The Alewife Festival is back, baby.
Yeah. May 11th at Founders Park. Go to the Alewife Festival. You can touch a fish.
Touch a fish. Touch a fish.
Disclaimer, your ability to touch a fish is completely dependent on whether or not there are fish present to touch. Sometimes there is no fish in the water, and therefore it is impossible to catch them and touch them if they're not there. That would be like trying to cook pasta, but you have nothing in the cabinet. You cannot sue the town of Exeter if there's no fish present on the day of the festival.